Hey there, disc fans. Jeff here from Dialed in Disc Golf with the first episode of Dialing It In. This series is going to be about three friends trying not to absolutely suck at disc golf. We're at Wilmore Park in St. Louis, Missouri. Hole 1 is a 205-foot par 3. That's Jeff on the tee box. Next up, we have Austin throwing a Metal Flake T-Bird. It looks like he'll have a good look at birdie. And this is Derek throwing a PD. And he released that one a little bit early. So we were up here getting a laptop to actually edit these videos. I had gotten a camera out on a whim and decided that we play disc golf all the time, might as well record it. And if you're like me, you're always starving for disc golf content. Hopefully this will satisfy you until the next round comes out of. And it looks like I threw that one a little too high, a little too wide, and it got caught up in a tree. Austin decided that tree needed a little chopping. Derek out here throwing a Manheiser, and it looks like that'll get a good finish for him. So Austin just picks that destroyer right back up and gives it a good rip. And this is a 453 par 4. That's just a little bit out of our range right now. I'm throwing an eagle, and that actually skipped in to a little puddle that was under a tree stump, it looked like. Here's Derek with an upshot. And he'll have an outside bit at that. Austin looks like he's throwing his wizard. And here's me with a terrible looking flick putt. Derek just didn't want it enough. So we'll have a few tap outs. And that finish high in the change, you're not going to see that very often today, as you'll see later on in the video. And we all got par on that hole. Here's hole 3. It's a 460-foot par 4. That was actually a good rip. I'm throwing a star wraith there. It just got a little caught up in those trees. Here's Austin throwing a boss, and that one went a little left. And here's Derek. I think he's also throwing a boss. And it looks like that Manheiser just went a little high. But he's right in the middle of the fairway. So here's Austin with his upshot, and we didn't get this shot really well recorded, but it actually turned over and rolled, and he has about the same distance to go for this upshot, and this one's a little better. I think that's his triple X there, but it hits a tree. Here I am throwing a Mako, showing the exact wrong form for how you should throw that disc. Here's Derek with his upshot, and he's probably having the best hole out of the three of us. Austin trying to get his rock 3 up there to give him a look. Me with another terrible looking flick putt. Derek with the best look at a birdie, and he throws it up. So here we are trying to salvage what was a terrible hole, and as I told you, those chains don't like those high putts. And Austin leaves it low, and Derek just didn't want it. So that was a pretty bad hole. Couple of bogeys. That's a nice rip. This is a hole 4, 279-foot par 3. Austin with that star destroyer again. And he nails a tree, but that put him right in front of the basket with an outside chance for bird. That Manheiser just didn't want to come back. So here's Derek with an upshot. I think that's his justice. And he gave him a pretty good look at par. There's me with a jump putt, and I just didn't put enough on it. Looks like Austin was a little farther than I thought. He had a nice forehand upshot with his justice. Derek put a little too much hyzer. And that's some relief after what happened the last hole. Almost had a repeat, but luckily the chains decided to have mercy. Derek just skips it in off the rim. I think he was showboating right there, obviously on purpose. And Austin just taps out. Looked like Derek had the only bogey on that hole. The rest had pars. So hole 5's a 480-foot par 4. You just want to get past these trees. It looks like I just about did it. So Austin throwing his destroyer again. Looks like he put it on an Anheuser Flex. And the iron leaf got him. Derek with another Manheiser. It's hard to see where that finished, but here's his upshot, throwing out another one, and that branch says no.
Not going around it at all.
Here's my upshot. I'm throwing a Metal Flake Gator, and I just released it way early. It looks like I'm way further than I actually am. There's Derek trying to put it right by the basket. That branch looks like it helped him juke just that. Here's me. You're going to see another flick putt. But that one's actually a pretty good bid. Austin throwing his rock 3. He gave that one a little too much mustard. Luckily, it stayed in bounds. Here he is trying to salvage a par. And unfortunately wasn't able to do it. Here he is trying to tap out for the bogey. He doesn't. Look at that nod of approval. Here I am trying to get my... Oh man. Putting's just not happening today. Derek tapping out for par. Here's hole 6. It's a oh man. 180-foot par 3, and that may go. It's had a day already. Here's Austin with the rock 3. And that shot just looks perfect, but unfortunately, he landed in that creek. Derek. There was a nice shot. Fortunately, finishing a little left for him, but he should have a look at a birdie. Here I am trying to get up there with my Mako again, and this time I throw low. Derek, right up there for his par. Here I am trying to save a par, and something you should never have to do on this hole. I don't know what it is with the hyzer putts. So here's where Austin landed, trying to fish out his rock 3 and save his par. Looks like Derek was about to push him in. Here I am tapping out an unfortunate bogey. Oh, a little payback by Austin there. Showing off his nice blues hat, Derek is. Here Austin is, tapping out for his par. So I'm the only bogey with a couple pars there. Here we are, hole 7, 420 foot. It was a ripping headwind, so I'm throwing a star destroyer max weight. That's probably as good as you're going to get for us here. Austin throwing his champion boss, and it just catches a little bit of tree. That was a bomb. Derek throwing a Manheiser. We actually lost it.
Oh, that is going for the road.
I think Austin just said it's going into the road, and in fact it did. So here's Derek after taking a stroke and bringing it back in, and that is a thrower. And that is not where you want to go. Always want to go forward in disc golf. Even us as beginners, we know that. Austin actually with a pretty good triple X upshot. Here I am with my upshot. That's that gator again. And I did not put enough on that. I'm going to be short, which in this win you're not going to want. Derek throwing out his justice again. And he's also going to be a little short. So Derek's just going to lay up being smart. Here I am with my putt, and I should lay up also, but I decided it's practice and There's those chains again. So Austin tapping out his par. Here I am trying to save bogey. Oh my goodness. There Derek is tapping out his triple. Here I am tapping out a double. So hole 8 is a 265 par 3, and I'm angry, so I throw out a big anhyzer, and if you caught it right there, I actually stepped off the tee pad and slipped into that mud there. Fortunately, we didn't get it on camera, but trust me, it hurt, and I was muddy for the rest of the day. So there's Austin. It was hard to see where his shot landed, but he has a good look at birdie. And Derek throwing out a manhyzer, and that hit that tree. So here's Derek trying to save his par. And it looks like he'll just about be able to do it. Here I am. I really want this birdie after falling in that mud, and apparently I didn't want it. I didn't want it enough. Here's Austin trying to get a birdie. He didn't want it either. Derek trying to save his par, and he does it. Look at that disappointment. I'm thinking, why do I even play this sport? And rejected. So here we are, hole 9, 303, par 3. I'm throwing out a Firebird. The basket is actually way to the left. I don't know what I was thinking there. Here's Derek throwing a diamond. And I have no idea where that landed, but it wasn't good. Here's Austin throwing his Wraith, and it just nails a tree. So here's his upshot. You can hear that wind in the background. Here I am with a jump putt, and that's about as bad as it could be. So I'm just taking my disc for a walk, put that mini down, and let's try it again. And that's just about as second as bad as it could be. Here's Derek trying to put it right by the basket so he doesn't have to deal with the wind. And that should work. So here I am with an outside putt, and wow. Anybody want to buy some discs? Austin does just about the same thing, but he actually didn't roll away as far. So that just about sums up the win. I think that makes it about 4 jump putts on this hole. Here we are tapping out our disappointments, especially me. That's a triple. In case you didn't know, here's some sign language. There you go. That was the first episode of Dialing It In. We're only going to do 9 holes. Nothing really interesting happened on the back 9 except for disappointment and misery. Thanks for watching, and go ahead and hit that like button if you liked it, and subscribe. Hopefully we'll come out with new videos, hopefully weekly. Thanks for watching.